Chapter 1: Big Brother in the Big Rig. Is AI social scoring trucking's future? In George Orwell's 1984, Big Brother watched your every move, your thoughts, your words, even your face, all under surveillance. A chilling dystopia, right? But what if that fiction is becoming our reality, starting with the trucking industry? Chapter 2: Explaining Social Scoring. Articles I've stumbled across on Google and videos on YouTube have mentioned this word. I've read and heard the term enough now that it led me to finally look it up on Google. It's called social scoring. It's a concept that's starting to gain traction in various parts of the world. So let's dive in and see what it's all about. Social scoring, an overview. Social scoring is the use of technology, often AI, to assess an individual's trustworthiness or social creditworthiness based on various data points. These data points can include financial history, online behavior, social media activity, criminal records, and even personal characteristics. Problems with social scoring. Privacy violations. Social scoring systems often rely on extensive data collection, potentially violating individuals' privacy rights, bias, and discrimination. AI algorithms used in social scoring can perpetuate existing societal biases, leading to unfair treatment of certain groups. Lack of transparency. The scoring process is opaque. This will make it difficult for individuals to challenge or to even understand their scores. Chilling effect on freedom of expression. People will likely self-censor their behavior or opinions in order to avoid negative consequences. This will result in stifling dissent, as well as critical thinking. Comparing potential U.S. and Chinese systems. China's social credit system centralized and government-led. The Chinese system is a top-down initiative with the government playing a central role in data collection and enforcement. Punitive focus. It emphasizes punishment for untrustworthy behavior such as failing to pay debts, and especially for criticizing the government. Limited transparency and due process. Individuals may have limited recourse to challenge their scores or the consequences they face. Potential U.S. system would likely be much more decentralized as well as private sector driven. A U.S. system would likely emerge from the private sector, with various companies and organizations developing their own scoring systems. Focus on incentives and rewards. A U.S.-based system might emphasize rewarding so-called good behavior, such as financial responsibility or community engagement. There would likely exist a far greater potential for greater transparency and due process. Government regulations and legal challenges would likely lead to more transparency and, I would think, opportunities for individuals to contest their scores. Similarities between the two systems. Both a potential U.S. social credit system and the Chinese system could utilize technology to monitor individual behavior, potentially impacting access to services or social standing based on a calculated score. However, a key distinction lies in the potential for government control versus private sector implementation. A difference between the Chinese system and a potential U.S. system of social scoring. While both systems could use data to assess trustworthiness, China's system is centralized and government-controlled, with a focus on social compliance. A U.S. system might be decentralized, driven by private companies, and focus on financial creditworthiness and consumer behavior. Reliance on data collection and AI. Both systems would rely on extensive data collection and AI algorithms to generate individual scores. Potential for bias and discrimination. Both systems could perpetuate existing societal biases if not carefully designed and monitored. Remember, this is a top-down approach, to the advantage of the ones designing and implementing such systems in both countries. Degree of centralization. China's system is highly centralized, while a U.S. system could likely be more decentralized. Emphasis on punishment versus rewards. China's system focuses on punishment while the US system might emphasize rewards. Level of government control. The Chinese government plays a central role in its system, while the US system would likely have less direct government involvement. AI bias in the trucking industry. AI bias in a social scoring system applied to the trucking industry could have significant consequences. Discrimination against drivers. AI algorithms could unfairly penalize drivers based on factors like race, gender, or socioeconomic background. Safety risks. If algorithms prioritize speed or efficiency over safety, like some companies I'm familiar with, it could lead to increased accidents, rollovers, and fatalities. Job displacement. If AI-powered social scoring systems are used to automate hiring and firing decisions, it would likely lead to job losses for human drivers. Human drivers would suffer direct consequences of impersonal decisions made by machines, not humans. AI social scoring and autonomous trucks. The push for autonomous trucks and the potential use of AI in social scoring scenarios are completely interconnected. Data collection. Like people, autonomous trucks comparable to a rolling video camera will also generate vast amounts of data through cameras and sensors that will lead to data mining opportunities and would likely be used for social scoring purposes. From Google Gemini AI, autonomous trucks are like rolling data centers, constantly gathering information about everything around them, including drivers' behavior. This data can be used for things like optimizing routes and improving safety, but it also raises concerns about who has access to this information and how it might be used. Automation and job displacement. This is a little different from the above section on job displacement as a result of a termination of employment initiated as the result of a decision made by a machine. In this case, the massive rollout of automated machines, en masse, whether through ultra-efficient factories or streamlining transportation with robotaxis or automated self-driving trucks, or through the implementation of vast armies of worker robots, would reduce or eliminate the need for human workers to occupy those same positions. Control and surveillance. The use of AI in both contexts will raise serious concerns about increased surveillance as well as control over individuals. Is a wider AI social scoring system likely? While a full-fledged China-style social scoring system seems unlikely in the US, the increasing use of AI and data collection by corporations and government agencies almost declares a gradual creep toward social scoring practices that will very likely escalate rapidly over time. Current uses of AI social scoring. AI social scoring uses your online behavior and characteristics to judge your trustworthiness. It's already used for things like credit scores, loan applications, and even job hunting. While it can be helpful, it also raises concerns about fairness and privacy. Credit scoring AI is already used to assess creditworthiness from Google Gemini AI. AI is revolutionizing credit scoring by analyzing vast amounts of data, including non-traditional sources like social media and online transactions. This allows for a more comprehensive and personalized assessment, especially for those with limited credit history. Insurance premiums. AI is currently being used to determine insurance premiums based on factors determined to be important by the insurance industry. The following is directly from Google and compacted using Google Gemini AI. AI considers many factors when determining insurance premiums, but here are some of the most important ones. Past claims history. Have you filed many claims in the past? This is a strong indicator of future risk. Location data, where you live, plays a big role. Areas with high crime rates or frequent natural disasters will likely result in higher premiums. Credit score. Believe it or not, your credit score is often used to predict how likely you are to file a claim. A lower score could mean higher premiums. Driving habits. telematics. If you opt into telematics, AI can track your driving behavior. Speeding, hard braking, and mileage all factor into your premium. Property characteristics. For home insurance, the age, size, construction type, and proximity to fire hydrants all matter. Health records. Health insurance premiums can be influenced by pre-existing conditions and your overall health profile. It's important to note that the order of importance and specific factors used can vary depending on the type of insurance and the specific insurer. Artificial intelligence is transforming how insurance premiums are calculated. By analyzing vast amounts of data, including your driving habits, credit scores, and even social media activity, AI algorithms can assess risk more accurately, leading to personalized premiums. This means safer drivers could pay less, while those with riskier profiles might face higher costs. However, this technology raises concerns about potential bias in the data, lack of transparency in decision-making, and privacy issues. Targeted advertising. AI is used to target ads based on online behavior and social media activity. From Google Gemini AI, targeted ads use your online activity like searches and social media likes to show you things you might actually want. AI analyzes this data to predict your interests and create ads that are more likely to make you click and buy. Criminal justice. AI is used in risk assessment tools to predict recidivism rates. From Google Gemini AI, predicting recidivism means forecasting whether someone released from prison will commit another crime. AI analyzes factors like age, criminal history, and even social media to assess this risk, which can influence decisions about parole or sentencing. Implications of a wider system of social credit. Increased surveillance and control. Individuals could face constant monitoring and evaluation. Erosion of privacy. Personal data could be collected and used without consent or knowledge. From Google Gemini, a widespread social credit system could erode privacy by enabling constant surveillance and data collection, leaving individuals with little control over their personal information and vulnerable to manipulation or discrimination. This is happening today, in real time. It needs to be pushed back upon. We do have the right to privacy, and it's wrong. Exacerbation of inequality. Social scoring could reinforce existing social hierarchies and biases. Loss of autonomy. Individuals' choices and opportunities could be constrained by their social scores. Should truck drivers and the public be concerned? Yes. The potential for AI-powered social scoring systems to be used in discriminatory or unfair ways is a very legitimate concern. It is crucial to advocate for transparency, accountability, and safeguards to protect individual rights and prevent the misuse of AI in this context. Key takeaways. Social scoring systems raise significant concerns about privacy, bias, and freedom. While a China-style system seems unlikely in the US, the increasing use of AI and data collection suggests a gradual shift toward greater social scoring practices. The potential implications for truck drivers, as well as the wider public, are significant, including discrimination, job displacement, and increased surveillance. It's crucial to be vigilant and to advocate for responsible AI development and deployment to protect individual rights and prevent the misuse of these technologies. You know how, besides the two-way facing cameras, there are these ELDs tracking our every mile, every break. These devices are meant to ensure compliance with hours of service regulations, making sure we don't drive too long without rest. They log every detail of our driving habits, from speed to idle time. It's all about safety and efficiency, right? That's what they tell us. But imagine if this kind of tracking extended beyond just our driving. This is the foundation upon which social scoring sits. This isn't a futuristic concept. It's here and slowly but steadily being implemented in many places. Social scoring will be comparable to your familiar credit score, but this will encompass your entire life. This system will evaluate your behavior, your interactions, and even your online presence. The idea is to create a comprehensive profile that reflects your trustworthiness and reliability. Imagine your credit score, but for your whole life. And it affects way more than just loans. Your social score could influence your ability to rent an apartment, get a job, or even travel. It's a way of quantifying your social behavior and using it to make decisions about your access to various services and opportunities. Pay your bills on time? Score goes up. Just like with a credit score, responsible financial behavior is rewarded. Paying your bills promptly shows that you're reliable and can manage your finances well. This positive behavior boosts your social score, making you more attractive to potential landlords, employers, and lenders. Volunteer at the soup kitchen? Score goes up. Engaging in community service and helping others is another way to improve your social score. It shows that you're a good citizen, willing to contribute to the well-being of your community. This kind of positive social behavior is highly valued in a social scoring system. Get a speeding ticket? Boom, score goes down. Just like negative financial behavior can hurt your credit score, negative social behavior can lower your social score. Getting a speeding ticket indicates that you're not following the rules, which can be seen as a sign of unreliability or recklessness. This kind of behavior is penalized in a social scoring system. Post something controversial online? Down it goes again. Your online presence and interactions are also taken into account. Posting controversial or offensive content can negatively impact your social score. It's a way of encouraging responsible and respectful behavior online, but it also raises concerns about freedom of expression and privacy. Seems kind of harmless, right? Like a video game. At first glance, the idea of a social score might seem like a fun and harmless way to gamify life. You earn points for good behavior and lose points for bad behavior, just like in a video game. But the implications of this system are far-reaching and can have serious consequences for your personal and professional life. And this score isn't for fun. It could determine if you get hired, get a load, even keep your CDL. In the trucking industry, a low social score could mean fewer job opportunities, difficulty securing loads, or even losing your commercial driver's license. It's a system that could potentially control every aspect of your life, from your career to your personal relationships. So, it's important to stay informed and understand how social scoring could impact you. Big Brother, 1984 versus real-world trucking. Just like in George Orwell's dystopian novel 1984, where Big Brother controlled every aspect of people's lives, we are seeing a similar trend in the real world, especially in the trucking industry. The parallels are striking and somewhat unsettling. In Orwell's world, the government had an omnipresent eye on its citizens, dictating their every move and thought. Today, truck drivers are experiencing a modern-day version of this surveillance. Social scoring could limit your freedom. Think about it. In 1984, the concept of social control was executed through constant monitoring and the threat of punishment. Now, imagine being a truck driver who is constantly under the watchful eye of cameras and electronic logging devices. Every action you take is recorded and analyzed. Your social media activity, your driving habits, and even your interactions with others can all be scrutinized. This level of surveillance can create a sense of paranoia and stress, much like the characters in Orwell's novel experienced. Surveillance. In the book, telescreens watched everyone. These devices were not just passive observers, they were active enforcers of the party's rules. Similarly, modern surveillance cameras and security systems are everywhere. For truck drivers, this means that their every move is being monitored. Dash cams and electronic logging devices are now standard in the industry. These tools are meant to ensure safety and compliance, but they also serve as a constant reminder that someone is always watching. Today, it's dash cams, electronic logging devices, and artificial intelligence analyzing your every move on the road. These technologies are designed to improve efficiency and safety, but they also collect a vast amount of data on drivers. This data can be used to evaluate performance, but it can also be used to penalize drivers for even minor infractions. The pressure to produce, be competitive, and maintain a perfect record can be overwhelming, leading to increased stress and anxiety. Artificial intelligence plays a significant role in this modern surveillance system. AI algorithms analyze the data collected from dash cams and electronic logging devices to identify patterns and behaviors. This information can be used to predict potential issues and improve safety, but it can also be used to enforce strict compliance with regulations. For truck drivers, this means that their every move is being scrutinized by machines that are programmed to detect even the slightest deviation from the norm. Thought control. In the book, 1984, expressing dissent was considered thought crime. The party controlled not just actions but thoughts as well. In today's world, social scoring systems can have a similar effect. A low social score can result in severe consequences, making people afraid to speak their minds. For truck drivers, this means that their social media activity and even their conversations in the break room can be monitored and judged. The fear of receiving a low score can lead to self-censorship and a lack of open communication, muzzling freedom of speech and of expression. With social scoring, fear of a bad score could make you afraid to speak your mind, online or even in the break room. This creates an environment where people are constantly second-guessing themselves and their actions. The pressure to maintain a high social score can be immense, leading to increased stress and anxiety. For truck drivers, this means that their every word and action is being judged, not just by their employers, but by society as a whole. The impact of social scoring extends beyond the workplace. Online comments and social media posts can be used to evaluate a person's character and behavior. For truck drivers, this means that their online activity can have real-world consequences. A single negative comment or post can result in a lower social score, which can affect their job prospects and opportunities. This creates a culture of fear and self-censorship, where people are afraid to express their true thoughts and opinions. Loss of freedom. In the book, The Party Decided Your Fate. The government had complete control over every aspect of a person's life. In the real world, social scoring systems can have a similar effect. A low social score can result in a loss of freedom and opportunities. For truck drivers, this means that their job security and career prospects are constantly at risk. A single mistake or negative comment can result in a lower social score, which can lead to job loss and financial instability. With social scoring, a bad score could mean no job, no insurance, no opportunities. This creates a high-pressure environment where truck drivers are constantly striving to maintain a perfect record. The fear of losing their job or being denied insurance can lead to increased stress and anxiety. In the end, the parallels between 1984 and the real-world trucking industry are clear. Both involve a high level of surveillance and control, leading to a loss of freedom and increased stress for those being monitored. AI bias and discrimination. Here's the real kicker: AI bias. These systems are built by humans, and humans have biases. An algorithm might judge you based on your age, your race, where you live, things you can't control. This isn't about safety or performance, it's about unfairness that's baked directly into the system. Imagine an AI system as a student learning from a textbook. If that textbook is filled with outdated or prejudiced ideas, the student will likely learn those same biases. This is essentially what happens with AI bias. The system learns and replicates the biases present in its training data. This can lead to some pretty unfair outcomes. For example, facial recognition might misidentify people of color more often, or loan applications might be unfairly denied based on someone's background. Why? Sometimes the data itself is biased, reflecting existing societal prejudices. Oftentimes, the people creating the AI system might have their own unconscious biases, or the very design of the algorithms could introduce bias. However, we can work towards a fairer AI. This means using diverse and representative data, creating tools to detect and fix bias, and having clear ethical guidelines for AI development. Ultimately, it's about making sure AI is used to create a more just world, not perpetuate existing inequalities. Truck drivers' concern. This isn't just about me or people who drive trucks. This affects everyone. Imagine not getting a job or an apartment or even a loan because some computer program doesn't like your score. That's the world we're heading towards, unless we miraculously all stand together and say no. Empowering truckers. But here's the good news. We're not in 1984 yet. We have a voice. We can demand transparency. Truckers across the nation need to come together and are coming together, uniting their voices to call for change. They are not just passive participants in this digital age. They are active advocates for their rights. The power of collective action cannot be underestimated. When truckers stand together, they can achieve remarkable things. Together, we can push for regulations that protect our privacy and ensure AI is used fairly. Talk to your company, talk to your union, talk to your lawmakers. It's crucial to engage in these conversations to make sure our concerns are heard and addressed. Truckers are the backbone of our economy, and our voices matter. By advocating for fair use of AI, we can ensure that technology serves us, not the other way around. Let's make sure social scoring doesn't turn into a digital Big Brother, controlling our lives and our livelihoods. We must be vigilant and proactive, ensuring that the implementation of AI respects our privacy and freedoms. This is not just about truckers. It's about setting a precedent for all workers in every industry. By standing up now, we can pave the way for a future where technology enhances our lives without infringing on our rights. Together, we can create a world where transparency and fairness are the norms, not the exceptions. Let's continue to organize, to protest, and to demand the respect and dignity we deserve. The road ahead may be challenging, but with unity and determination, we can drive change and empower not just truckers, but all workers. Call to action. The future of trucking is in our hands. Get informed, get involved, and let's steer this industry in the right direction. Credit to Google for my source material and to Google Gemini AI for both answering my many questions and for taking the mass of what I wrote and helping me to condense it. Just amazing what they're coming out with. Finally, credit to a literateur and a writer extraordinaire, George Orwell. He left a written legacy that continues to echo, in step with the persistent progression of time. Written between 1946 and 1949, its name is 1984, and the spotlight it casts on Big Brother is blinding. We're here, folks. Wake up! If you found value here, or you learned something from this video, please like, share, comment, and subscribe to my channel for more trucking content that is created for you. This video was narrated by Amanda B. Reckoned With, written and brought to you by Foltz at Outward Divergence on his channel, Through the Eyes of a Trucker. Thank you for subscribing, have a great day, and keep on truckin'.